There we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. This is Flosstube number 20. I'm Jennifer, and this is my mom, Carol, and we are super happy that you're here with us today. We want to say thank you for coming back to everybody who's watched a video before, and welcome for anybody who was watching us for the first time. We're a little bit nuts. We'll talk about our quilting, crochet. No crochet today. No. Mostly cross stitch. At the end, we'll throw in some quilting and sewing, knitting. Yeah. But I think
we're doing well.
Yeah.
We're still on top of the dirt, so that's good.
Yeah. We want to start with just a quick shout out. You met somebody in the shop.
Donna and her husband came in the shop on yesterday, I believe. And hi, Donna. Glad to meet you. And glad you came down to visit because you did find a few things to take home with you, which was really nice. So come back.
And Donna can attest she really is tall. I think she said that right. If we had a nickel for the number of times people said, "Oh, you really are tall," we'd have a lot more nickels.
We sure would.
And the shop, if anybody is new, is Persnickety Stitchers in Zionsville, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. Mom works there on Fridays, and I wander in now and again. In fact, since last time I did work one day.
Times.
Yeah. Oh, a couple times.
You worked for the sale.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start with our quilt of the day. So this is my quilt. This is actually the princess's quilt. So those of you who've been with us for a while know that the princess is my daughter. We'll talk more about her in a few minutes with life updates. But this is a quilt I made for her way back in 2009. The label's on here somewhere. I finished it in 2010 or 2011. I made the quilt top at my very first quilt retreat.
Must be at the top.
It's at the other end. There is a label on it. Yeah. So I made this quilt top at my very first retreat that I went to in Ohio, which was a ton of fun. And
she won a roll of batting.
And I won a roll of batting at that retreat. And then I brought the top home and I promptly folded it up and put it away for about 2 or 3 years. And finally we did a UFO challenge and I was like, I need to finish some of these projects. And this was one of the first projects called. And so I finished this in early 2010 or 2011, and it became her big girl bed quilt as she moved up from a toddler bed to a big girl bed about that time. So it is made, it's the coolest pattern because it's super easy to buy for. It's 1 layer cake and 1 charm pack and a yard of fabric for the borders. You can see the border here. And then you have to buy binding and backing as well. So I recommend buy the binding at least when you're buying the other ones. And it's really easy to put together and then you lay it all out. This is a quilt where it's really good to have a big floor or design walls so you make sure you don't put the pattern right next to each other. I probably did that somewhere on this quilt, but and then I quilted it myself and I just did swirls in pink thread all over the quilt, and it's been washed a million times, so it is all crinkly and cozy. And I just thought it was a great springy quilt for today, since we had snow overnight. That it would be fun to have a spring quilt. So yes, this is the princess has a couple of quilts I made for her, and this is one that rotates on her bed. So she just washed it and had it on the couch, and I grabbed it as I walked out this morning. So I was all prepared to come and tell you I looked and couldn't find the book. I sold the book years ago because I wasn't going to make any more out of that book. But lo and behold, this is a free pattern online. So it is called Layers of Charm. You can either just Google Layers of Charm quilt pattern, or you can click in the box below and get the direct link to the free pattern. Now, the only thing that's different is the free pattern does not have the border. It just has the layer and the charm. And I used a big, wide, thick border. I think it's either a 5 or a 6 inch border to fill it out and make it a little bigger.
Yeah, it's at least probably 6.
Yeah, I think it's a 6 inch border. It's a big border to make it fit on a bed. I think it is in the end more square than it is rectangular. But it's fine. She doesn't mind. Yeah. So yeah, that's our quilt of the day. And this is a well-loved quilt in our house. So yeah. Life updates.
Life updates. Start? I'm finished with PT, still working on the stairs. Okay. That'll probably be the rest of my life. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what else. Our grandson is coming through in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited. We haven't seen him. He's a sophomore in college now, and we have not seen him since before his high school graduation because of COVID. And so he is on his way back home, and he said he wanted to stop in and see us. So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
He's getting in at midnight, but I don't care because I never go to bed anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll see him, and he'll be here for like a day and a half. And not long, but better than nothing when we haven't seen him in so long. So we're really excited about that. Yeah.
And you started back sewing with your friends this week.
Oh, yes, yes. Exciting. Oh, my gosh, yes. Our bee has a work day the first Monday of every month at the Government Center in Carmel. And I sent her an email last week and said, any chance, any idea when it's going to open up? And she said, we're letting a few groups in. She said, and I still have your first Monday. So we sew the first Monday of every month, except for the holidays like Labor Day, and if depends on July 4th. And then election days, we have to be out early, but we have the room from 9 to 4. And it's a huge room. Everybody has an 8-foot table. They put 2 tables together for us so we can lay stuff out on it and everything. And it was so neat. There were only 5 of us, but it was just so nice to get together again. And we just, we share and we laugh and we talk and we solve the world problems, and, we discuss our husbands, all that fun stuff. And so
brag
that
about
was,
your grandkids. Yeah.
So that was great. And then on Thursday, Pam and Kathy and I sewed together at Kathy's house for the first time since before my surgery, and that was last time we sewed together was in November. So that was really neat to go, and I got a top. I have 1 seam left, and I was really hoping I'd finish it so I could show you today, but the machine isn't upstairs yet, and I can't get to my other machine. There's too much stuff. Yeah, I ran out of time. Yeah. So it may be finished by the next time if I get it together, because my friend will quilt it for me. Yeah. So we'll see.
So you had lots of good
so good sewing time. For the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
I really had some good sewing time.
Yeah. Life update for me. I went with the princess, my daughter, on a college hunting trip over spring break. We visited 6 schools in 5 days in 3 cities, 3 in Boston,
3 states.
3 states, yeah. 3 in Boston, 1 outside of New York City, and 2 in Philadelphia. It was a great trip. We learned a whole lot. College admissions has changed just a little bit since I applied, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's longer than that. And it was a great experience, and she's found a couple schools she likes and she's definitely going to apply to, and she found a couple schools she didn't like and is definitely not going to apply to, which is part of the process as well. So it was just really special to spend the week with her. And I remember when we did that, and I had all these memories of our trip as she and I were doing it. So it was really fun, and it's just neat to see your child light up with excitement for something that they're looking forward to. So,
and the best thing is they found out that both Jen and her husband and Jenna have to get at least 2 more jobs each to pay for these colleges.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
The tuition has gone up remarkably since we were paying for college. Remarkably.
It's crazy. So at every school she had to ask the financial aid questions. I made her do it. And she's been doing a lot of good research, and you know what? We'll see what happens. She's a good student. She has lots of good leadership opportunities, and we are optimistic that will work in her favor when it comes to scholarship applications. But
because we know it did with Jennifer, and so we're hoping it will with her.
Yeah. So I think that's my big life update. Like you said, we both worked in the cross-stitch shop a little bit extra a few weeks ago. She had her sale for her 25th anniversary. And so we both worked that weekend. It was really fun. I was upstairs cutting fabric like crazy,
all day,
which you'll see is kind of dangerous when we get to the haul portion. But we had a really good time, and it's just, life's been busy, and it's going to continue to be busy. Work has been busy. I'm back in 3 days a week, and it's going well, but it's just an adjustment from, every day at lunch going and sitting down in my chair and watching Flosstube to
stitch
working at lunch. So anyway, it's all good. Why don't we jump into a few questions? So first of all, I just want to say thanks for all of you who shared about your stitchy friends. We really enjoyed, and it kind of helped heal our hearts a little bit to hear about all the friends, and it's great to see the variety. Some of you, it was the person down the street. Some of you, it was someone you met the first day of kindergarten as you took your own kids in. Somebody, I think, said they were in like Michael's and just asked someone in the store, do you cross stitch? And that person wound up becoming their stitchy friend. I mean, Great stories all around from,
and having Flosstube stitchy friends, you know,
yes,
where, you know, and we've threatened to do that, and we haven't done it yet. Maybe things will slow down.
They won't slow down.
But that we would have a stitching day, you know, where we would just have the Zoom open up, you know, for 3 or 4 hours, and you could come and go, and we could just show off our stuff and chat and kind of meet each other over the waves.
Maybe over the summer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The next 2 months are really busy for me, so yeah. But I'll probably be saying that until all my kids are out of the house.
My kids are out of the house, and it's still busy for me, and my kids have been gone a long time.
All right, so last time, and you have it right here, you showed your Home Sweet Home. No, Home Sweet Home first.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't put the charm on it, but I will.
And this is a project, this third video in a row to see this one, because it was backwards 2 videos ago. And the question was, you can drop it now. Okay. The question was, who's the designer and what's the name of the pattern?
The designer is Rovaris, and she doesn't name her patterns. So I call it Home Sweet Home. And somebody had said they had looked for it and couldn't find it. I suggested you contact Fancy Works in Bloomington, Indiana, who we've talked about many times. We go down there. She has quite a few Rovaris items. And so if she doesn't have it, she might be able to get it for you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of print. I really don't know. But
and I think it's Lydia is the lady's name who runs Rovaris. She's on Instagram. So
and she has an Etsy shop.
You could message her as well and see if she still has it and is willing to sell it, or if enough people message her, if it's not in print, maybe she'll reprint it. Yeah, just look up Rovaris. It's an L. It's either Livia something like or
that.
Lydia,
I think it's Livia.
Like somebody on the other side is yelling at us what her name is.
Yes, thank you. We're trying to hear you.
All right, and then the next one was also your patterns were popular last time.
Yes.
So the quilt block the quilt we have behind us, we brought it back up, is
this one.
The split Sawtooth star, and there were several people interested in that quilt and wanted to know the pattern for that one.
And we kind of told you back then that we probably would never find the pattern. So being the intrepid person that I am, I went through my box of patterns today, and guess what? Don't have it.
Not there.
I don't know where it would be. I got rid of it. But Jen did Google, and we'll put the link in the box below. There is a split star quilt block tutorial by Teresa Down Under.
And that'll give you the instructions to make this block. Now this quilt then has sashing added in between, and you can see the dark sashing is on the dark sides, the light sashing is on the light sides.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in that, you'd have to do a little math and figure out sashing. But even the quilt with just the stars is really pretty.
Yeah.
She
has a finished quilt at the end.
At the end of the video.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in making some split Sawtooth stars, that's that link will be below.
Yeah.
All right. Barbara asked, is 32 count the same as 16 count?
Yes. Yeah. 14
Size
and 28
wise.
are the same.
Yeah.
And if you do something on 32 count, it will come out the same as on a 16 count.
Yeah.
If you do it on 14 count, it'll come out the same on 28 count.
Yeah. The difference is the lower numbers, 14, 16, 18, are typically Adas, and you're stitching over one
or it
thread.
could be Monaco or Jobelin.
Okay. Even
It's
at 14
an even
count.
wave. Well,
Those are usually, even weaves are usually the 28, 30, 32.
Okay.
So typically, if it's the smaller number, the 14, 16, 18, 20, even 10, it goes all the way down to 10, you're just stitching over one square. If it's a higher count, 28 and up, you're stitching over 2 threads, and usually that's a linen or an even weave. But they finish the same size.
Yeah.
So if you have a higher number, you just take it divided by 2, and that's the same size as the Ada would finish.
And there are some people who will come back and tell us, I'm sure, that sometimes you do use one thread over one square, even when it's 32 or 36 or 40 or 50.
So if you hear people talking about 1 over 1 or 2 over 1 or 1 over 2, typically the first number is the number of threads, and the second number, the number of threads in your needle.
Yeah.
And the second number is the number of threads you're going over in your fabric. 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian had a bunch of questions. Brian, dude, you are a curious man. So I answered most of them. I'm not going to go through all of them here, but I think, Brian, you asked a lot of questions. Where do I purchase this? Where do I find that? Where do I find that? We will mention where we remember or know where we've bought something. But if not, our recommendation is just go to a local needlework shop and tell them what you're looking for. A lot of them will have it, or they'll tell you another shop that does. If you don't have an LNS near you,
local needlework shop.
Yes, LNS, local needlework shop. Then go on to one of the online shops. There are a lot of great ones. We won't start to mention them here because everybody has their favorites, but just go look online and kind of type in what you're trying to find. Yeah. That's probably your best chance. Yeah. The one thing he did ask about was your needle picker. Right. That you got in your set last time, and we think that was handmade. That was a handmade. That's gift. Not something that we're aware would be available. Yeah, so. that was the special. Yeah, and then Patricia asked, last question, how do we secure fabric to our scroll rods?
Okay, and I'm going to show you on my Christmas rules, which are still on my scroll rods because I haven't sewn all the beads, but this is how it looks on the roll. And then when you turn it around, you can see that I've just done wonky basting stitches across. Yep. And I do it on one end, and then I do it on the other, and I keep them even, so I try and stitch them both the same length away from the end of the rod. Yeah. And then at the end of the time, it's just a little snip of the knot, and it goes away. And then you get it off.
I use sewing thread
when
I sew on, and I use a sharper needle because the ends of our scroll rods they're like thicker than a twill tape.
Well, it's a twill tape that we stitch it onto. Yeah. And so you have to have a sewing needle, not a stitching needle.
Not a stitching needle because it has to be sharp.
Has to be sharp. Yeah. But I only use one strand of thread. That's all you need. I just use.
I use two because I double it over so it makes a loop when I go through just for ease. Yeah.
I use Coats and Clark, Orifil. Just depends what I grab my.
Whatever is close.
Usually, what I try and do is do something that doesn't match my fabric. Yeah, so like with the green, and I don't think I did it on that one.
You did blue. Yeah, it's too close.
But if I'm doing something on a green, I would probably use a dark fabric or a red or something like that would stand out, so it would be easy to get off when I'm finished.
Yeah, and it's real easy. You just snip it and pull it out.
Snip it and pull it out. Yep, it's done.
All right, you ready to get into some stitching?
Yep, I bet you guys are.
Whips and new starts. Yeah. Yeah. You want me to start with my newest start? All right, so I took a couple things on our little trip with me. I showed you this one, I think, in our last video that I picked up at Retreat on the free table. I think it's called Weekend in Paris. It's a Dimensions Gold collection. And I pulled this out on, I think, on the airplane. I worked on it a couple of times over the trip, and then one day when I came home, and I got a decent start on it. So you can start to see the word Paris coming out there, and then this is all background. It is almost a full coverage piece. So when
it's fairly small, but it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah, when you look at that, all the red is, this whole side is full coverage, and then a lot of this is too, even behind the Arc de Triomphe. There's a lot of stuff, but it was fun. It's on an 18 count ivory Aida, and I'm using just the called for threads and everything.
Did they come in the kit?
That came in the kit. Yeah. Yep, everything came in the kit. So that's my one new start. Did you have any new starts?
No.
Okay.
No.
So then you want to go?
Okay, my whips.
I have a couple more.
Yeah, I have. Okay, this is one that I started a while ago in the shop, actually. This is called May Quaker. It's a series. And
pull it back so I can see the whole. Yeah. From the Heart Needle Art.
From the Heart Needle Art. And so I started it, and I worked on it a little bit, and then I stopped, and then I picked it up again. That's upside down because the May is. I worked on it yesterday, so I got this side done, I think, and I got the M done, and in between, customers and doing stuff at work. So that's coming along, and I really like it. And it turns out it's a series. This is May, but we've gotten, I think, June, and I think we've gotten July in too. Nice. So, yeah. So that's pretty. It's pretty. I like the colors. I guess I told Vicki that they use over dyes. I'm using either Weeks or Gentle Arts. I can't remember which. And I don't know that I would. If I were doing it myself, I think I might just use regular DMC because there's not so much variation. It's if you look at it, the finished piece, you don't see a lot of large areas where you would really notice the variegation. So So that's that.
And you switched to pink, it looks like, because you hate purple.
No, actually, I think that's the called for color.
Oh, that's okay.
I have to look.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
and
the called for color.
And this looks like it's on a 32 count or 36 antique.
Here it is right here. Wait, hang on. It's, it says 36 or 40. And, oh, here we go. I used a 36 count antique.
Antique white.
Antique white.
Yep.
Yeah. And I used, I used red pear for the pickled beets. So something I can't read. Seaweed for camouflage, and bayberry for lemongrass. So I did do some subbing because we didn't have those in the shop.
Yeah.
So yes, and it's okay to sub.
Pretty.
It's okay to sub.
There it is up close.
Yeah, this is Edinburgh linen 36 count.
Yeah.
Antique white.
And you're doing 2 strands over 2?
No,
yep.
one.
Oh, 1 strand.
Yeah,
nice
one.
coverage. Yeah, that looks good.
1 over 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprising.
Great.
Okay, and then you're gonna go next.
I'll go my next whip. So this is one I think I showed last time too. This is Dahlia, which is a Mill Hill kit from the Buttons and Beads collection. And I had started this before. I have to make sure I know which way is the top. And I took this one on our trip and added in some of this darker color and some of the pink. So you're kind of starting to see what the petals are gonna look like.
Your thread's out of the top. Remember you had a thread to mark at the top so you knew which was up?
No, it's not a thread. I wrote on it.
Oh, you wrote?
I wrote on the back.
Yeah,
this one has it has an X, and right up here it says top.
That's right. Okay.
No, this one has the thread, the next one. So making progress one strand at a time on this one.
Okay.
Oh.
And this is a free pattern that I had to subscribe, and I was going to look it up for you guys, and I forgot.
Nordic needle?
I can't remember. It was a gal, and there were 4 patterns, and I can't show them to you because it's only the pattern. It's not, there's no picture. But I've been working on this, and that's been my accomplishment, and I'm enjoying it. It's little. It's 1 over 1.
Yeah.
And I think it's a 30, looks like a 30.
It's
32 maybe.
Probably 32.
Yeah, it's around here
and
somewhere.
you're stitching that with the Splendor.
I'm using the Splendor, the silk, which is really neat. Fun
do you
to work
like
with.
the silk?
Yes, I do.
You like working
yes,
with
I do.
it?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
Okay.
My next whip is another one you guys have seen several times. This is Flanders Fields Biscornu, and I am stitching this as a shop model for Persnickety. This is also on 36 count antique white. It's probably the same cut of fabric that you cut yours from. And I've made great progress. I have 2 of the flowers done, and I decided to start working my way around the border so I didn't have to finish that at the end. So a flower takes me about 3-ish days of stitching, 3 or 4, depending on how much time I get. So I'm going to keep plugging along on this and hopefully have at least 1 more flower done by next time I see you. And this is, again, on that 36 count antique white. Any more whips?
Okay. No, I think that's
okay,
it.
I have 1 more whip.
Okay.
My last whip was one I had started last time, and it's Bent Creek, Reminders of Love, and I'm stitching this one, but I'm changing it up so it will be a wedding piece. And I have...
Oh, wow, you're coming along.
Yeah. The compass is finished, and I put in Love Will Find a Way last night, and so I just need to put in their name and the date and then finish that up, and that will get sent off as a wedding present. So next time maybe you'll see a picture of it because it will already be in the mail. Let's hope. Yeah,
that would be good.
Yeah, that's a fun little stitch. I like that one.
Yeah, it's going quickly.
Yeah,
it's nice to do a wedding stitch like that and have it not take years.
Not take the whole year after they get married.
Someday you'll have to bring your wedding one that I made for you.
I will.
It took me like 10 years to finish.
It did.
It was a lot. It was
really
a lot. It was a lot of stitching.
All right. You have FFOs.
No, I have finishes. I don't have I only have 1 FFO.
Oh, okay.
2.
You want to start?
Okay. All right. I was doing this from Primrose Cottage Stitches, the Welcome Spring, and I finished the stitching and I have it done up as a pillow top, and I just need to sew it together, which means I have to come upstairs and actually do it. And so I will get this done in the next week or so. And then another finish I had, everybody's sitting down.
This is on a Lugana Stormy. It's a grayish.
Is it?
Lugana. Yeah.
I don't have it right
Probably
here.
28 or 32. Yeah. Yeah, that looks like 28 count Lugana.
Let's see. She doesn't say. Oh, 25 count pewter Lugana.
Oh, 25 count pewter.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And then, are you sitting down? Are you ready? Guess what's done? Guess what's done?
So
I
pretty.
love it. I think it's really neat.
Well, here,
we'll do it this one.
Yeah.
We'll give you a walk by, a flyby or whatever.
Okay.
This was so much fun. You know, I love to do letters, and it just went so quickly, except for the times when I miscounted and had to take it out and do it over again. But
and this is JBW.
This is JBW Designs. It's called the Great Pumpkin Alphabet, and
I don't know where.
I don't know where it is, but I did it.
Yeah, and this is on 32.
Probably.
Yeah, it looks a little smaller.
Yeah, I think I got it in
28.
Ohio. I can't remember what it was. And then it's got
it's a linen.
Yeah, it's got like 8 oranges in it.
Yeah.
One of them is tomato, another is pumpkin. Then there's
so pretty.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then if just a warning, the avocado used in the stems of the pumpkins, okay, and avocado has not been available lately. We're still waiting for it to come in. And so I was saving like this much, and so that I can make another little, because they were small stems. And I said something to Vicki, and she said, "Oh wait!" And she looked in her ring of used that we use for samples and everything, and she gave me some avocado. Well, this is my avocado here. Let's hold this up close. See my avocado there with the pumpkins? This is the avocado that Vicki had.
Very different.
Very different, much darker. Yeah. So if you're making a piece that's going to require 2 or 3 skeins, don't say, "Oh, I'll pick it up later. I don't want to do it now." Get them all at the same time if you want them to match. Yeah. They're from the same dye lot.
Yeah.
And this is proof that you have to do that. Otherwise, you will wind up.
And this wasn't critical. Variegation is more than others.
Yeah, and this wasn't critical because it was throughout the pattern. Mm-hmm. It wasn't next to each other. But if you have a piece like say you were doing the compass here, and you had that inside piece, the gold. If you had a gold that was a different dye lot, it could look really, really different.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind when you're picking out your flosses, if you need more than 1 skein, or you think you're. And we had a wonderful young lady that came in yesterday who was working on a piece, and she came in again with this much. And she said, "I should have bought the extra skein, but I looked at it and I was sure I could make it." And she couldn't. So then she came in and we had it, but it was a different dye lot. And it didn't match. So what we're doing, she wound up going through half the colors of the close to what she had, and she found something that was very close, but she was very lucky.
Yeah.
So
the other thing you can do if that happens is that you can take 1 strand of if you're doing two strands.
Yeah.
2 strands. You can take 1 strand of the old, 1 strand of the new together for a little while. I know I've seen
and blend
people
it.
do that.
Yeah, that'll work too. Yeah. That'll work too.
Okay, and then I have 2 finishes. So the first one is the one I forgot last time. So we'll start with that one. So this is Heart in Hand, We Santa 2021. And I started this during the Stitch the Winter Olympics challenge. And I finished it right after the challenge ended. Wow. And I love it.
He's adorable.
I got this linen in a pack from one of the Stitchers sales that we went to. And it said 32 count sand, and that's desert sand, and that's all it says. But I love this color. The whites show up on it great, and I do plan to finish this as a pillow similar to that pillow. I don't know if I'll do red or green, but that's the plan one of these days.
Yeah.
Remember last time when I said maybe next time I bring it back it'll be an FFO? No. And then my other finish was also a Stitch the Winter Olympics start. This is the first year of White Christmas from Primrose Cottage Stitches. They just released a second year at market, and I did the little reindeer because I love reindeer.
She has as many reindeers as I have snowmen, almost.
And there he is. Super cute. I was working on it early this week, and I was like, oh, I could finish that in time for us to film. So... and I think I'm going to finish that in the hoop like they did in their pattern. I think that's a really cute finish. So and this is on pewter as well, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's that 25 count pewter
Yeah, it looks like the
as
same.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it because the blue stands out enough on it, but it's not crazy. Yeah.
It'd be neat if you could put a little piece of vinyl over the globe part.
Oh.
And then that would really, that would really be cute. And we have lots of vinyl scraps.
That's a good idea.
If you don't, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
And FFOs. Okay. I've got a bunch to do. You just showed you this Welcome Spring. Well, this is the February 9 patch from the series. I have 3 months done, but I did finish this guy is a pillow.
Looks good.
And yeah, so he's finished. And I used a Moda marble. And I had this, we got this at a store down in Evansville, and we may have to make another trip because I only bought like a yard of it, and I used up almost all of it. So I've got to, I know Lady Dot Creates has those and everything, and I need to start looking for more. And I think they have it in the Primrose Cottage shop because we don't have many ends, any finish like that in our shop.
Yeah.
Oh, and you want to go, or you want me to do this one?
You can go.
Okay. Now, you've seen this one when it was kind of finished, but now you can see it in the frame. This is the spring ABCs. And we're not taking it out of the frame because you have to unscrew all the bolts on the back. But yeah, so that's done. And I'm in the process of changing out my Christmas winter stuff with spring stuff, even though it snowed this morning. It's still April, so at some point I have to break down.
I was going to say it. Yeah, windy is on there. A white puff of wind.
Yeah.
They just didn't tell you there was snow in that little puff of wind.
Yeah. And I'm looking out my window. I have a really big, pretty magnolia bush out here.
Tree.
Tree, a bush, whatever. And of course we had a late frost, and so I'm looking at all the buds, which are black. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to have any. Usually when it blooms, it's just before the front arrives, and so it blooms in the morning, and by the next morning, all the blooms are gone because the front has come in and blown them all off. So this year it won't even have that chance because they're not going to bloom, which is disappointing and ugly.
And then I finished out a couple more of my Lizzie Kate monthlies. So I've shown you this board before. This is by Ashland, and it was, I think Ashland is a Joann's brand or maybe Michael's. I bought this at least 4 or 5 years ago. So I've been slowly working my way through finishing the monthlies. So I finished March, and I'm trying to do them all just a little bit different. So, and this was haul that I already used. I picked up some of that ribbon, and they're
that's cute.
They're connected by washers, magnets. You can see the really ugly back there. And then I also finished September. And I had September almost finished in September, except for the bow. And I'm still not thrilled with my bow, but done is better than perfect. So those are the 2 finishes. And then I'll just stick this one back on and show you. Well, this one was done already. But my April, this one doesn't like to stay on the magnets well. And they need to reposition it. But that's my April one. So, yes, I was very happy. I only have 2 months left. I have February and October. And I told myself I'm not putting them in the bag again. I will finish them. So hopefully next time we record, I will have the last 2 to show you.
And I have mine all done, and I'm looking at mine sitting over there on the shelf. Usually the princess comes and changes my things around for me, and I still have January up there. So she is way behind the 8 ball. So I'm going to have to get her to come up here and get her act together.
Yeah. And then I have not done any crochet. I have not done any quilting. Oh, do we want to do haul or do you want to show?
Well, I have my... All right, yeah, we can... All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I am still, and I think it was Stacy who sent me a note. No, I have not finished the sweater yet. And a couple people have recommended people to talk to, and I just haven't taken the time. For some reason, other things like life gets in the way. But I will definitely be reaching out to one or several of you so that we can figure out what the heck to do with this sweater. But anyway, so this week I did get back onto my sock stocking. And so this is kind of a cool fabric. This is the yarn. This is what it looks like. And so you never know how it's going to turn out. So I'm really close. I just have to do a little bit more. I have long feet. And so I will have one sock done, and that will be my incentive to get another one done so I can start one of the other 97 sock yarns that I have. Yeah. Yes. So that's my
And quilting, did you have anything? No,
No,
you're
I
close.
didn't finish. I was really hoping to have that for you today, but next time I'll have it.
All right, so
Sure.
haul.
Oh.
As I mentioned, I was up cutting fabric for the sale when I was working in the sale room or in the shop, and then right next to the fabric is the sale room. So I was wandering in there. So I picked up this Country Cottage Works. It's called Stitching Time. This is an older one, 2016. I think it's probably still available. You could probably still find it places. And I picked out this very cool Peoria Purple linen, 32 count Peoria Purple. I will probably change up a lot of the colors in this so that they go well with the purple. And then I hope to make this into some type of project bag for stitching projects.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought that would be kind of a fun finish. It's 5.5 by 7 when it's finished. So that would be a good size for a project bag. Yeah. And then I picked up a couple of other linens as well. And this one is 28 count sand. And this one is going to be used to stitch Good Thanks, which I bought last year when I was in Las Vegas. Oh. Yeah, Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I think that will be the perfect linen for that. And it's all DMCs. So hopefully I have at least half of them.
And if she doesn't, I do.
Yeah. And then this one, which I showed you last time, I got 32 count light mocha to do this one. So I have those ready to go. So I had fun upstairs. I just bought that one new pattern, but I was like, I'm going to get linen to go with the patterns that I already have.
And I think I was really good. I didn't buy anything during the sale on purpose. I just don't need to buy more. But when I was in Hobby Lobby looking for something for the retreat, I did come across this fabric. It's a 32 count Murano Carré, I guess. And it's called Fleur. And it's really cute because look, it's got daisies printed on it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it was one of those things that was like, oh yeah, just go ahead and get it. So you need more fabric.
And show the front so they can see.
This is the front. It's the Hobby Lobby brand. And it wasn't that expensive. What does it say? $5.99, I think. So, and I also heard, now I don't know if this is true, but remember last year Hobby Lobby stopped with their coupons and everything. I heard that they're going to bring them back after the first of the year. We'll see.
It's well after the first of the year.
No, after the first of
this 2020.
year. Yeah.
So 2023, they're going to bring them
supposedly.
back?
I don't know why they're waiting that long, but that's what I heard.
We'll see.
That's what I heard.
All right. I think that's all our stuff to share.
Yep.
We have giveaways from last time.
Our plans over the next few weeks.
What are your plans?
My plans are to continue to wade through this room and hopefully get that top finished. And I'm hoping to go to retreat in May. We're still working on that. We're having a few issues.
Quilt retreat.
And so I plan to get, I have all the blocks for my $1 a block up on, $2 a block up on the wall. And I want to cut out all the sashing and everything so that when I get up there, I can just sew.
Yeah.
And then I have the new one for this year. Plus I have a few other things that I want to do.
Yeah. I got to start pulling stuff together for that because that's just, it's about a month away. So we have a little bit of time. But
which means it'll be here in 3 days.
Yeah, true.
I don't know where the time goes. You know, you turn around, it was like, oh, Andrew isn't coming for like 6 or 8 weeks and he's going to be here in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
And I'm going to Florida next weekend. My friend Beth, who lives down there, is having a small medical procedure and she's a single mom. And I'm going down to help her with her son so that she can take care of what she needs to do and I'll take care of him. So I'm looking forward to that. And then once she's done with that, we're going to do a bunch of stitching and watch some Outlander and have a good time together. So that'll be nice. And then after that, work gets crazy. So I have training, full week long meetings, all kinds of crazy stuff going on over the next month. So it's going to be long days and hopefully just some time to stitch in the evenings. That's what I'll be looking forward to.
Good luck with that.
At the end of those long days. But I do have a quilt on my frame that I would love to get quilted by the time we film next time. So fingers crossed, we'll see. It's a big one. It's loaded, but I haven't touched it yet. So yeah. All right. Well, shall we announce? Last time we did 3 giveaways for our 1-year anniversary. And so our first item was Irish Cottage.
It's a little Mill Hill kit,
which is a little,
complete with everything.
not Mill Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Textile Heritage.
Textile Heritage.
Kit with, yep.
It's got the floss
everything in it. And we had
frame.
66 comments for that one. And the winner was Kathleen Williams. And I'll put her comment up here. And Kathleen, just shoot us an email at twotallstitchers@gmail.com with your address and confirm for us that you're over 18. We think you are, but just let us know that you are, and we will send that out to you. And then the second one was for 2 Prairie Schooler Santas. And a lot of people were interested in the Santas.
Yeah.
We had 104 comments for this.
Wow.
And our winner was Susan Lusk. So congratulations, Susan. Same thing. Send us an email. And then our third one was for the pattern that Mom liked so much. She bought it twice. And this is Old Friends by Liz Matthews. And our keyword was hello. And we had 53 comments for that one. And the winner is Beth Shaw. And Beth Shaw is a friend of ours here in Indianapolis. So
She's
Beth,
at the retreat. She's
Mom
in my stitch group.
Mom will
Yeah.
bring that to Stitch Group for
Yeah.
you. So congratulations. And thanks a lot for all your comments. Again, we
Yes.
really enjoyed hearing about
Oh,
all your stitching
yep.
friends.
And we love to read your comments. They're great,
Yeah.
you know, and we like it when we do a giveaway and you get creative. That's even funnier
That's even
sometimes.
better, yes.
Yes, yes. But
I
just-
liked, hello, Santa, are you Irish? That was
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
That was a really
yeah.
good one.
So,
And then some people just said, hello, Santa Irish, you know.
Yes.
And then other people got really good.
Got
and
really
so,
creative.
yeah,
Yes.
I'd call her and I'd say, did you see that one? And she said, yeah, that was really cute.
Yeah.
So thank you again for participating, and thank you
Yeah.
for sharing with us. We feel like we know you.
Yeah.
We actually do know some of you now because you come in the
Yes.
store and we've met you.
Yes.
And
Or we met you at a retreat,
Yeah.
or we've exchanged enough messages with you. We feel like we know you. So, yeah.
yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I think that's about everything to wrap it up. We do have another question for you today because we have so much fun with our questions, and some of us like statistics. So our question for you today is, let us know what's your favorite fabric to stitch on. Do you like Aida? Do you like linen? Do you like even weave? Or all of the above? So let us know, and we'll have some statistics in the next video if you're a fan of those. And if you're not a fan, we'll still have statistics.
You can just close your eyes or stick your fingers in your ears or fast forward, whatever. That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
All right.
So,
I think that's
yeah.
everything. Thanks
We're
so
done.
much for watching,
Yes.
and hope you all have a great week ahead and enjoy the stitching.
And hope you come back. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.